everybody, welcome back. My name is Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today I'm going to do a violin tutorial for Deck the Halls, and it's taken from this book that I've got here. The link to where you can get the book is directly above this video here, or it will all be in the links in the description bar directly underneath this video. But it's called A Traditional Holiday and Christmas for Violin Book 1, and it contains 10 festive Christmas and holiday songs, and each one comes with the sheet music and the violin tab as well, and it comes with a backing track which has been especially composed and arranged. And it also comes with the performance violin track as well, so you can use the performance track with the violin to just listen to how it's supposed to go, or to play along, and then when you get a little bit happier with that, a little bit better, then you can use the backing track, or you can just go straight in and use the backing track, whatever's easier for you. There's only one song in the book that doesn't contain violin tab, and that is Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Because there's no words to it, it just makes it a lot harder to do the tab. But other than that, there are 9 pieces, all with the violin tab and the sheet music. So this book is great because it covers everybody. It covers advanced players as well as very beginners as well. Without further ado, if you want to learn how to play Deck the Halls on the violin, then grab your copy of the book and let's get going. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to start with the violin tab music for this, which is on page 9. The introduction says it's 4 bars of 4 beats, or count to 16. So as soon as the music rolls, count to 16, and then you can be off and away and playing. So how the tab works is you've got Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly. So that's the first line of music. So you use the words Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly to work out the rhythm. So assuming that everybody knows this song, as it is quite a popular and famous song, then use the words to work out the rhythm. And then what you're going to do is the numbers that are above the words refer to all the fingerings that you're going to be using on the violin. And then above those numbers, you've got some letters, and that will be either G, D, A or E, and that is what string. So on whatever word that you're on, for example, deck, which is the first word, you'll have a third finger, but you'll have a third finger on the D string. So it's nice and easy for you to work out. So you might notice as well that I've put capital B's and S's in certain places, and that is to tell you where some of the fingers go if they fall outside of where they would normally go. So what I actually mean by that is that if you've got an open string, then obviously you play an open string, there's nothing else you can do other than that. If you've got a finger 1, the first finger goes where the first finger would normally go. I'll put a link in the description box directly underneath where you can see a link to a video that I've done on where to put the dots, the measurements of putting the first and the third and the fourth finger dot on the violin. So go and check that out if you want to put some dots on your violin first before you start this, this tutorial. So the first finger would go where the first finger normally goes, third finger goes where the third finger normally goes, but the second finger doesn't have a regular spot to it. The second finger will either go next to the third finger, so I call that stretched, i.e. S. All of this is explained in the front of the book, by the way, so you don't have to remember what I'm saying here. The back, or the B, means the second finger is back, which means it's right next door to where the first finger would go. So starting with the first line, for example, Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly. So a deck is a finger 3 as normal on the D string. The is a finger 2, but it's a back finger 2, which means I'm not just going to stick it wherever I want to, I'm going to put it just above the first finger dot, or right next door to the first finger, however you want to think of it. And then Halls is finger 1. All this is still on the D because it hasn't told me anything differently. It started on a D and there's a gap, so I'm going to assume that it's still on the D string until I'm told otherwise. With is an open. Now Boughs is a finger 3 on the G string. Of is an open on a D. Holly, or the first part of Holly, so Ho is a finger 1 still on the D, and Lee for the second part of Holly is finger 3 on the G. And then you've got fa la 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 la, so an open D, 1 on the D, a second finger back, which in other words is next to the first finger, an open again, a 1 on the D, open D, and then a third finger on the G, second finger is stretched this time, which means it's next to the third finger, and then another third finger on the G. So even then, when I'm just playing a little portion of it, you can start to hear, you know, the melody coming in and everything. So that's pretty much it all the way through. The tab is really easy because it just explains everything that you need to know. The complication is just, you know, when you're looking at the sheet music, what finger you need to put down where, you know, and that kind of thing. So this is great because it cuts that out for you. So the violin tab goes exactly with the backing track. Everything goes with the backing track, this and the sheet music. And at the bottom it says repeat all the above including the intro. So you repeat all the above including the intro and it will fit perfectly with the backing track. What you can do with this, if you wanted to read the sheet music, you can use where I've put B's and S's for the backs and stretched on the second finger. You can actually put them into the sheet music if you want to. So, you know, you might not, you'll know where to put an open string, obviously, in a finger 1 or finger 3, but if you're not quite sure about the second fingers, just go through, look at the two and just write an S or a back next to the second fingers on the sheet music, so that makes it easier for you. So halfway through when you do the repeat on the sheet music, what I have done is taken it an octave higher. So I haven't done that in the tab, because if I did that in the tab, then it would start to get a lot more complicated. If you want to get more complicated, that's when you can switch over to the sheet music. So think of the tab as just something for everybody can do, that everybody can do no matter what level they are. The sheet music is for, you know, slightly more advanced, or for anybody really, because Christmas music it's not the most complicated, but it's just great and it's just festive to play. So, you know, it goes up an octave on the second half. So, you know, if you want to take it up an octave and you're looking at the tab, you know, you can do that anyway, or you can have a look at the sheet music. On the sheet music, where I've put an open string, do an open string. If I've put finger 4, try to do a finger 4. I know many of you guys don't like doing finger 4s, you know, because they're horrible stretches and they're just awful. But we have to do them, and you know we have to do them. And it stops us swapping and changing over strings and everything, so it just makes it so much easier in the long run. So try and do in 4 if it says a 4, because you'll eventually get used to it and you'll thank me for it in the end, because it'll be less kind of palaver with all the bow movements and everything. So one final thing is when you get to bar 35. So we're looking at the sheet music on page 8. Now bar 35, I have very naughtily, but I really wanted to anyway, but I've very naughtily gone up to a C, which is above the 4th finger on the E string. So on the E string we've got an open E, and then we've got an F sharp, and then a G, and then an A, and then a B. But I wanted a C, which is just above the B. And what I've said here is that you've got an E, F, G, A, B, C. So all you do is so you just play the C, which is the next note up from B, and just do it all with the 4th finger. If I might be playing this, I might change into a different position. I might use 2nd position or even 3rd position. And if you guys are competent enough to do that, then go ahead and do that. But if you just want to keep it really simple, because you're only just popping up for one note and then coming straight back down again, it's perfectly fine to do a 4th finger there. And it just keeps it simple and easier for you. So you're not actually even going to be moving. You'll see that you won't even be moving that much anyway. So you're not missing anything. If you don't want to do that, then just miss the note out, or you can take it down an octave. It's completely up to you. But you know, this is your book, you guys. So just do whatever you want with it. So that's it. I can't think of anything else I need to say about this tutorial, except I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll put a link to all the videos of all the other tutorials that I'm doing from this book directly underneath this video, as well as the link to get the book and everything. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.